Hi everyone, welcome to the Angela Explains YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about how you can write effectively for search engine optimization, also known as SEO. For those of you that don't know, SEO. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Angela Explains YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to write effectively for search engine optimization. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it's the process of improving your website to make it visible to search engines like Google, Bing, or Yahoo. The goal here is to rank your content or have your content rank as high as possible in the organic search engine results so that your website is more likely to be found and clicked on by prospective visitors. When you're creating content for search engine optimization, you want to make sure that over time that your content is ranking on the first page of a search engine like Google so that it's easier for people to find your information. The more you optimize your content on your web pages, the more likely it is that the search engines will easily crawl the content and judge it more favorably. When your content is being judged more favorably, it's also given a better placement on the search engine results page known as a SERP. Where exactly can SEO writing be used? It's mostly used in a digital context, and some examples of that include writing for an organization or a brand website copy, creating a corporate or personal blog, writing an article, trying to decide the copy that will go on a call to action button on your web page, creating standalone landing pages or donation pages, and creating organic posts for social media, which are also searchable on a search engine. How can you use SEO when writing? So, the goal here is you want to leverage keywords in your writing. And for those of you that don't know, keywords are words or phrases that searchers can enter into a search engine to discover the content that they are looking for. Those keywords should appear in your writing to ensure that your content will be discovered on the search engines. So we're going to go through this next section here, and we're going to give you some tips on how to conduct keyword research to include in your SEO writing. We recommend using a free Google Chrome extension called Keyword Surfer. This particular free tool will allow you to create a list of words and phrases that you can include in your writing. So all you have to do is head over to the Google Chrome extension, search for Keyword Surfer or a comparable extension, and then add that to your browser. Once you've done that, your next step is to go back to Google and search for a topic or idea that's related to what you're writing about. So in this specific example, we've chosen to write about a trip to Niagara Falls, Ontario, always a scenic part of the world to visit. After we typed it into the search engine, you'll notice on the left-hand side, you'll have the organic results, and on the right-hand side, the Keyword Surfer extension tool will pop up and give you a list of recommendations related to the keyword that you entered. What you're going to do from there is then review all of the keyword recommendations. In this case, we have multiple pages, and we're going to pick a keyword that is relevant or most relevant to what we are writing about. Another tip that you want to consider when you're reviewing this list is you want to ideally select a keyword that is a long tail keyword. So these are keywords that are typically longer in length, they're 3 words or more. The reason you want to choose a long tail keyword is because it has typically lower search volume, which is less competition, but there's also a higher level of intent, meaning it's going to be more relevant to what people are searching for. So check through the keyword tool, to see if there's any long tail keywords that you want to include in your writing. If it's not a good fit, you can always just go back in and do some additional research. But in the screen here on the right hand side, you can see a list of some of the long tail keywords that you might want to consider. You can see also the search volume, so you can understand how much competition is involved with that long tail keyword. All right, so you've conducted some keyword research. Now, what you want to do is consider a few additional tips when you're building out your list of keywords for your writing. What you also want to consider beyond your primary keyword is selecting one or two additional keywords known as related keywords that are going to go along well with the primary keyword that you selected in the prior section. That related keyword is known as a latent semantic indexing. And the reason you want to select one or two additional keywords or related words is that Google is looking at whether or not those words are related to the main keyword, and you want to make sure that you include it in your content. Now, what you want to avoid doing is keyword stuffing. Keyword stuffing is when you're using the same keywords over and over again. It sounds very robotic, or you're including 6 to 10 to 20 additional keywords in your writing, and it doesn't sound very appealing to a human reader. And the search engine spiders or bots are also going to pick up on this as well. So, what you want to do with your writing is focus on writing for a human audience first. Pick a primary keyword relating to what you're writing about, and then one to two additional related keywords that you're going to add into your copy where it makes sense. A few additional tips that you want to consider with your writing is your header and your title tags. So you want to make sure that your heading, your main heading or your title describes what your content is about. When you have a long form of content, you want to also consider breaking up your body of content using additional subheaders. And a good practice when you're starting off with your main title is to include that primary keyword in your title that you selected, and then consider in your subheadings or your supporting subsections adding in the relevant keywords. So I've given you an example of what those heading breakups might look like in a section or a piece of content that you're writing for your website. If you take a look at the image on the left-hand side. You also want to consider breaking up your content into different sections. It allows you to create more visual space by breaking up the text. It's easier for readers to quickly find the information they need by skimming. And if you use a header, a primary header known as an H1, you can include your primary keyword along with subheadings known as an H2 and an H3, or header 2 and a header 3, to include your relevant keywords so that it's easy for readers to quickly distinguish between the different sections of content. And it also allows the bot or the spider to go in and quickly file through and review the information based on what you've placed on screen. From there, you want to consider how long you want your content to be for your writing. So, based on the latest Google algorithm, the reward for writing is placed on longer pieces of information that are informative, that are adding value, and are relevant to what the user is looking for. The algorithm also penalizes thin content. So, this is any content less than 250 words. A rule of thumb when you're creating a web page internally on your website, or perhaps for your blog, is to consider writing articles of 250 to 2,000 words. Also, think about how that content can be informative, authoritative, and essentially be of high quality. When you're creating shorter pages on your website, it might make sense for a few pages, such as your home page, or perhaps very standalone pages like an About Us or a Contact Us, but typically shorter pages may not have enough complexity for the current Google algorithm. So consider for some of your internal web pages that you write with long form content in mind. When you're also writing for search engine algorithms, think about each sentence that you put together. You want to make sure that they are unique, that you're not duplicating copy, because it might lead to a poor Google ranking. If you're not sure about your writing, you can use sites like Copyscape. You can Google it and it'll pop up. It's free to use, there's a free trial, and it can help you make sure that every part of your SEO copy is unique. If you find that there are duplicates, consider rewording parts of that copy and also use natural sounding content and copy because, again, you are writing with a human audience in mind. The final thing to consider is how to optimize your images. So we recommend when you are writing longer form content that you also break up your sections using images and videos. If you are choosing to use images, you want to make sure that you're naming your images correctly, that they're descriptive. If you have large file sizes, think of 10 to 15 megabytes, consider compressing those images so the web pages on your website load more quickly, which creates a better user experience. And when you're uploading your image to the website, consider adding a description of the image. So this is a written copy. It appears in the place where the image is uploaded. So it can be a caption, but also the file of the image should include that description as well. Now, if you consider how Google works, they do have a Google Images section. So another way for your web page to be found is through Google Images as well. So it's another best practice for your SEO. If you enjoyed today's video on how to write for SEO, please subscribe to the Angela Explains YouTube channel. You can also comment below on future topics that you'd like to see on digital marketing. Have a great day, everybody.